This is D'Lo Brown. You better recognize this. The only podcast I pay attention to is the Ministry of Wrestling. Believe that.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, it's 1/5 of them boys, so you know what that means. We're here. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, that is a tribute, not a disrespect. We just had to show love to some of our fallen soldiers. Not that if we could squeeze them all in, we would. Now, if you've been here before, guys, you know what it's all about. But this is a small recap and refresher or intro to those who have joined us for the first time. So, the Ministry of Wrestling is made up of 5 guys all trying to prove to each other that they have the good old Booker brain. Not this Booker, the Booker that is good old TK Tony Khan, or on the other side, good old Paul Levesque, aka Triple H. We like to challenge each other to see if we know the mindset of a wrestling writer, if we know the way that the company's going to go in their ventures and their pay-per-views and PLE. So every main roster WWE PLE and AEW pay-per-view, we try to predict and challenge each other. And after WrestleMania, someone is crowned the Ministry of Wrestling champs. I'm the first one, may I say. But yes, there's now a belt on the line, currently held by the Ultimate Vanessa Simsey, and that's the way it goes. We've got Den the Tech, who's been a winner. Big Tone's currently in the lead. Nico, good old Double V, has very similitude, but is yet to win. But it could all change. He may be this year's champ. We don't know, but let me explain how we crown a champ. It's pretty simple. How would a prediction show work? You predict a winner, you get a point. But then the person with the most points gets a series of show points, and then we break it down. So it makes it very contentious, and this is how it works. If you're in first place, you get 4 show points. If you're in second place, 3 show points. Third place, 2 show points. Fourth place, 1 show point. And fifth place, 0. It can happen that a 0 can happen. And it also can happen that if you have got a clean sweep, which with a show with only 4 matches could be possible, but it's harder than you think, you get a bonus point and you get 5 show points. And that's how it all works out. Match points or pay-per-view points are also helpful just in case of a tie lead. It can help balance it out and just leverage your actual winner. And being the Royal Rumble and that the WWE go all be crazy about it, you know, they throw in 101 people. We thought we'd do the same with the points. So we give ourselves multiple chances to win with this. So in a Royal Rumble match, you have your winner, but then it's too hard when too many people are out there. So you have one other chance to make a point. Dark horse point means just in case your winner didn't make it, but you knew in the back of your mind somebody else was going to be the winner. That's your chance to say, I called it, and you still get an equal point. So you could only get either your winner point or your dark horse point, but we've thrown another one in there, and that is your Iron Man or Iron Woman. If you know that there is someone who's going to make a mark, but they won't win, you give them that. So that is already your chance to get 2 points. If you could call your Iron Man or Woman, and then your winner or dark horse, that's potential 2 points, no chance for 3 points. But there is a chance for a 3rd point, thanks to our good old friend, Den the Tech. He said, you know what? There are 5 guys here. There are 30 people in the Rumble. Why not assign 6 numbers to each people? They have been generated at random. So it's not like, oh, number 30 is a guaranteed winner. I'm a huge Shawn Michaels mark. Make, number 1 be my thing because he was the first man to go coast to coast. These are random numbers that we have now been given. You're going to see them in our videos, and we will cheer the hell out of them. There are no 2 people with the same numbers. We've all got 6 individual numbers. They are the same for men's Rumble and women's Rumble. That may change next year, but that's the way. So whether Hornswoggle comes out on one of my numbers or Seth Rollins comes out on one of my numbers, I know Seth's the champ, but just work with me on what I'm saying here. Or Roman comes out because he wants to challenge Seth for his title. It doesn't matter. If he comes out, I will go quite insane if I get the Rock on one of my numbers. But that's the way. It doesn't matter. You can't pick because you know who's coming in. You've got your numbers and you go with it. You cheer to death because that can give you the point you need to lead you on your road to victory. Now, just to give you a small idea of how that's going to work, let's go with what I believe will be the one to open the show. Just like last year, I believe the show will open with, yes, you guessed it, the men's 30-man over the top rope battle royal. Let's see how everyone predicted right now. As much as it comes down to 2 names, and I'm going to go very Ace Ventura here. Punk is Dream. Dream is Punk. They've kind of role reverse. I'm now the American Dream. I'm now the CM Punk. I love it. And it's one of the first times in a long time that it's very hard to know which way to book. Because, again, we have a match in between, which can be a chamber. Does Cody Rhodes lose and go for a chamber to claim he's right and go on there. But then we've got The Rock. Does CM Punk finally get vengeance? Or are WWE just handing it to him too quickly? This is it. So those are your top 2 contenders, but you still got Gunther. You've still got Drew McIntyre. Plus, let's be honest, there are 3 guys who are going to be in a fatal 4-way who will most likely be in a Rumble. Then you have all these surprising names who can turn up and create something. Can you smell it? The board of directors, Mr. TKO himself, the great one, the chosen one, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock. There are so many to pick from, and it's very hard. But I'm gonna go. I still don't know. And this is the excitement of a Rumble for once. It's not so cut and dry. Like last year, we're gonna go Cody to win, Cody to win. It's gonna happen unless The Rock turns up, Cody to win. Da, 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 da. You have 2 very strong front runners, and then all the others. And then obviously we got the random pick. So I'm kind of less scared when I say this. Cody winning back to back will feel like the exact same story back to back, unless you make him an Iron Man, and that's made it slightly more insurmountable. And of course, there's always Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar can always turn back up. But I'm gonna go with Punk. We've not really seen Punk in a ring, short of a house show. Correct me if I'm wrong. Otherwise, it's just been a pipe bomb, talk after talk. He's been saving himself for that, and kind of like what I've said with the Women's Rumble, that know which way he's gonna go. I believe this is a good way for him to show what he is worth in the ring. He can also get, I don't know, dare I say, chokeslammed by Corporate Kane once again, but one foot has touched the side, or, something happens to allow CM Punk to come back in. You get attacked before the match, I don't know. But Punk to win, I think that's the way, even though it's very given fan service, and this is the way they rectified it. I don't know. Punk to win. Cody as the Iron Man. I think Cody as the Iron Man, but he won't win. And do I make him my dark horse as well, which could potentially lead to 3 points if he's also in my round? I think it's stupid to go against him as much as it would be nice to see Drew. I'm going to make Cody my dark horse and my Iron Man. Okay, Punk to win. Cody is definitely Iron Man. He's going to be dark horse for me. And hopefully one of the numbers will pick something else and give me a point if I'm not right. Thank you, Den. I do like this idea. I've got 3 chances to win. So those are my picks. Punk to win, Cody for dark horse, and Iron Man. Best of luck, guys.
And the Men's Royal Rumble. Now, this is actually super tough because there are so many angles at play here. And most of them I wouldn't be upset with. Of course, we have to talk about Cody Rhodes and him finishing his story, which I don't think is happening. Of course, we have to talk about CM Punk. Of course, we can talk about Gunther, Drew McIntyre, The Rock. Could we really see Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, in another Royal Rumble? Hard to say. Very, very difficult. Do you know what? Here's the way I'm going to play it. I think CM Punk is going to win this Rumble. I think my dark horse, because I'm going to have some fun in fantasy book here, I'm going to pick Gunther as my dark horse on the basis that he's got a match with Kofi Kingston the following night for the Intercontinental title. Maybe he drops to Kofi. It's not what I want. I'd actually really like to see Gunther drop to Chad Gable. Or, actually, you know what? I'm not going to pick Gunther. I retract. Here's why I'm not picking Gunther. Because you could set up the match with Chad Gable. Again, having some fun fantasy booking here. You could have Chad Gable eliminate Gunther from the Rumble. And that set up that feud for Mania. And Chad Gable wins the Intercontinental title at Mania. Because Chad Gable should be the one to dethrone Gunther. I will die on this hill alone. Or maybe not. No, Gunther's not my dark horse. Oh, I'm going to be dumb, aren't I? I'm going to go populist vote here. I think CM Punk will win. I think Drew McIntyre is my dark horse. And I also picked Drew McIntyre to be my Iron Man. I think he's going to have a hell of a showing. And I'm probably going to be wrong. But it doesn't matter. Let's have some fun.
I love this Rumble because there's so many people that can win, and you don't know who's going to win. Rumbles of the past have been like, this guy's going to win, or that guy's going to win, or it should be one out of these two guys. And then it turns out to be one out of them two guys, or both of them, or this one. This one, anyone could win, and it'd be great because Roman's going to retain and keep going till September. That's my prediction. He's not going to lose at WrestleMania, but let's stop talking about Mania. The road to Mania, don't mean talking about Mania. That's coming soon. But with this pick, I'm going to keep it straight up. I'm going to give him a winner loss because it should be a dark horse, but it's not. That's my winner. For my dark horse, who could be a winner, and I don't know if it's going to be an argument for dark horse, but they're my dark horse pick, is Drew McIntyre. Just because they want to keep him in the company, so they might make him win just to re-sign. Look, we're going to put you in the main event of Mania, you know. Just do that. Then we got, for my Iron Man, I'm going to go with Cody. You know, something, Cody Rhodes is going to come out, and this time because he started at 30 last time. Would be great if he started at 1 this time, you know. Started at the end, started at the beginning this time, and come down to the last 2 again and then lose it. And so Cody is my my Iron Man. And now everyone wants to finish the story, but if you finish the story, what does he do after that? With that said, there is a bigger story and a story we're telling longer, and that's who sits at the head of the table. That's right, my winner for the 2024 Rumble, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yes, I'm not going for a dark horse. I'm going for the winner. He's coming out and winning, and I just want to know, would the crowd boo or cheer it? I will boo it. I don't want to see it. Dwayne, don't do it. But how are they going to get the WrestleMania road, you know? They have to do that for Mania this year. And Cody, your story can end in WrestleMania 20, whatever, or Royal Rumble, or just end on a Raw match, just a random Raw match. Doesn't matter. Punk, Cody, have a match. I heard you cut a great promo against each other. Let's have that instead. But anyway, my pick, just keep it short, even though it's coming to 3 minutes. It goes, winner, The Rock. Dark horse, Drew McIntyre. Iron Man, Cody Rhodes. That's my pick. Give him my points.
It's also an interesting feat because, you know, could The Rock turn up? Could he win? Don't think so, but he could turn up, you know. Could it be CM Punk? It could be CM Punk. Could it be Cody Rhodes? Could he finally, you know, finish this story and get on the road to WrestleMania? We don't know, you know. It is really hard to tell right now. You know, I really hope that it's not going to be that person, but either way, it's going to be a very interesting Royal Rumble. There's going to be some surprise returns, and I think this has been one of the most exciting Royal Rumbles in a long time. I think the dark horse is going to be CM Punk, because obviously 10 years he's been away, and then he comes and wins the Royal Rumble. It's a very interesting story, but also so is Cody's. But I think CM Punk will be the dark horse. Possibly even the Iron Man. I don't think Gunther's going to be the Iron Man for the second time running, although he could be. And after that showdown with Seth, maybe he could win the Royal Rumble. I like what they've done this year because they've got people thinking that it could be anyone's Royal Rumble this time around, you know. No one expected Gunther to beat the record, and here he is with the longest record in the Royal Rumble as the Iron Man. So yeah, I think my Iron Man will be CM Punk and also the Dark Horse, but my winner, I'm going to go ahead and say Cody Rhodes. I think it's time. Not only does he win a Royal Rumble back-to-back, but he finally gets to the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble, goes on to the WrestleMania to possibly finish his story. Or not. We'll see. But my winner, Cody Rhodes. Dark Horse, CM Punk. Iron Man, CM Punk. And yeah, I think that's just about it. But yeah, Cody Rhodes as the winner. Whoa!
Okay, so this is the big one, the one we've all been waiting for. One of my favorite matches and one of my favorite parts of the year, the men's Royal Rumble match. Yeah, this year is actually gonna be somewhat exciting. A lot of years has been quite boring, but this time, like, we got three like possible guys in it here that I think are odds-on favorites. And even then, you've got a couple of maybes like that you sort of like scratch and think, you know what? If they went on to do it, I wouldn't be upset, man. You got people like Drew McIntyre, yeah, Gunther. They're in the match, and they've done wonderful things of late. You know, if they sort of sneaked out a victory, I wouldn't be too upset. I don't think it's gonna be them. I think we could only really count on two people on the main roster guaranteed to be in that final like spot, yeah. And that of course is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk. It's what they've been building up to. Unless they are planning on doing some grad subversion of expectations, yeah, and they come out and make Jinder Mahal win or something. I think it's a safe bet to bank on these two coming doing their thing, yeah, and one of them's gotta go. And who do I think that's gonna be? You know what? Reading a lot of wrestling news, I just keep seeing everywhere that Cody, he's gonna finish his story, but it doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. And I kind of agree with this as well, man. We could easily come with Money in the Bank this year and go cash it in at say SummerSlam. Hell, you could even cash it in at Madison Square Garden, and the circle is complete because that's where his dad was robbed of the title, and that's where he gets the title. We can do that. We can do that. So I pretty much think that Seth versus CM Punk is locked in. CM Punk is back. He's the hottest babyface on the roster. Yeah, and he hasn't won a Royal Rumble, and he won him in the main event. So CM Punk for the win. Yeah, that's what I'm picking as my main pick. As my dark horse, though, we talk about being upstaged. For those who know the wrestling history, the last spot of WrestleMania 28 was also once robbed of from CM Punk by the person who I'm picking as my dark horse, and that is none other than the big boss now, the man on the director's board, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I feel he could come out. He's already made the tease, so yeah, it's not that shocking to see if The Rock comes out, does his thing, wins the Rumble, and goes on to face Roman Reigns. Yeah. Hell, CM Punk went even he could challenge Roman Reigns. There's so many big matches that WWE can do this year for their main events, man. It's an exciting time to be alive. So, if it's not one of those, hopefully my random numbers come through. This is my Iron Man for the men's Royal Rumble. I think who's gonna be in there the longest? You know what? I reckon Gunther gonna do it again. He's gonna go back to back, being the longest guy in the Royal Rumble.
Okay, so you can see the way that the game has changed ever so slightly, and it's really exciting. There are some common names up there, but we have our variations in who we believe and how we believe it will go down. But the points are there, and as you followed on the numbers, as long as my picks don't come out after 20, I don't care who wins after 20. You need to win at number 19 or lower, people. But that's the way we move on. Best of luck to all the guys, and may the points fall how the points fall. Okay, now we move on to the US title match. The prime candidate himself, the US title holder, Mr. Logan Paul, versus Canada's very best, good old KO, Kevin Owens, in a one-on-one match for the US title. Which way did the guys vote? Let's have a look. Oh, to quote Dendertech, the celebrity doesn't lose. And yes, he's under a WWE/TKO contract, but he's still not there as much as we would like to see him. And more than anything, taking it all to a higher level, as much as KO is that guy. KO's had some awesome matches against our current champion for the WWE title at Royal Rumble. And just like those, sadly, KO is going to lose again, because let's be honest, the idea of Logan Paul walking into WrestleMania as a United States champion just outdoes everything else. And he's not going to be chasing the belt because it's not that long of a contract for it to build that kind of storyline. So quite frankly, KO, you're going to put on a hell of a show. You're going to make Logan look good, even though he does do good because of the amazing athlete and wrestler that he is. But it doesn't change the fact that Mr. Prime will be that guy. Maybe we have KSI and Logan versus Sammy and KO at Mania. I don't know. Who knows what Royal Rumble is going to build? But either way, Logan Paul to retain and still your US.
Quite a hard one to predict this, because on the one side, I think it, no disrespect to Logan, I personally think it devalues the US title having Logan as champion for all the reasons Kevin Owens has said in his promo. However, as much as I'd like to see the US title on KO, and that's not to say he's not going to hold it for the long term, or dethrone Logan in the long term, more to the point, I think there's something to be said in terms of getting an alternative audience to watch WrestleMania, to have Logan Paul going into WrestleMania as the US champion and likely, but not definitely, but likely losing it at Mania. I think that creates far more of a spectacle and of one of Mania's feel-good moments, seeing Logan lose on the big stage. And I imagine he's got it in his contract that he needs to do a title defense at Mania. So for a number of reasons, I actually think Logan Paul's going to retain here. So Logan Paul's my pick.
The easiest pick of the night, KO versus Logan Paul, shouldn't even be a thought because Logan Paul is taking it. I'm not picking him because I'm a big Logan Paul fan or because I want KO to lose. It's just, I know this company wants to make a viral video with Logan Paul, and the way they can do that is by bringing him to Mania and have him go up against someone big, but I don't know who. Sammy? I don't know. Just throwing something. Let Logan versus, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not predicting Mania right now. I'm predicting Royal Rumble, and for this match, I'm going with Logan Paul to beat KO. Nice and simple, nice and quick, under 1 minute. Boom.
It's been a good rivalry, I guess. It's been a nice build up to it. Logan Paul hasn't really, he's only defended it once, and hasn't really been much profile with him with the champ. Me personally, I wouldn't mind if Kevin Owens went to go and hold it for a second time, but yeah, it's really hard because this match also could go anyway. But for some reason, I'm thinking nefarious means Logan Paul's going to retain here. So I think that's what's going to happen here. I think by some way or somehow, Logan Paul's going to retain. So my choice for that match, Logan Paul.
With the US Championship match between Logan Paul and Kevin Owens. Okay, I've enjoyed this build. It's quite entertaining. What they've been doing on SmackDown. I'm currently enjoying Kevin Owens' current run. He's been on a bit of a tear. I don't expect that to change anytime soon. And this is a fun person for Logan to meet on his way to WrestleMania, because I've got to imagine he's gonna keep that belt up until WrestleMania. So he's got to go through a bunch of good, worthy opponents, and KO is definitely a worthy opponent to brag about cockedy that he defeated. He'll beat him by nefarious means. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Yeah, probably from Theory and what's the other one? Aussie guy in it. Yeah, Grayson. Yeah, both of them attacking a KO or something. I feel that's great. I feel that would actually be a great stable to make it official. Yeah. But anyway, in case you haven't guessed it, that's Logan Paul for the win, retaining his US Championship.
Are you shocked? Are you shocked? You love KO. You'd love to see KO Logan Paul. But yeah, they can't be shocked. Are you really shocked? As it stands, where the men's rumble has a split, similar names but in different positions, this one doesn't have the split. We can see Mr. Logan Paul heading into WrestleMania with the US title with nothing but love for KO. Okay, guys, we keep it moving, we keep it strolling, we keep it rocking, and we keep it rolling. That's what I was trying to say. Here we go. It's time for the second Rumble of the night, the Women's Royal Rumble. There are so many opportunities, so many potential names that might be there. Which ways did the guys vote? Let's have a look. Let's not waste any time. Let's call it now. The Women's Royal Rumble match. It would be great to know who's there, who's not going to be there. Mercedes / Sasha, Trinity / Naomi. Signings here, signings there. Jade Cargill, will we finally see that moment? It's been quiet, so hopefully you've given us a chance to forget about her, and there she is, in at number like 12 or 15, you know, like something completely different. And Jade was one of those that I thought, you know, would be in a contention and heading off to WrestleMania. But here's the way I'm breaking it down, just the way things are and the way stories are kind of interlinked at the moment. If we're going to go for it, my winner, sorry, Den, I'm going to be stealing a bit of your thunder here. I think she was last year's workhorse for me. No, last year's Iron Woman or Dark Horse. But either way, Bayley to win. I want Bayley to win. I want her to have her main moment, her mania moment, because guess what? All the other horsewomen have. She hasn't. So Bayley to win. My Dark Horse is actually another member of the good old 4 horsewomen, and that's good old Big Time Bex. I think it's there, and I think she will actually, I actually see her losing and winning a chamber, and that's what leads to it. Whereas Bayley winning leads to that moment. It's going to be like a Batista type moment and her becoming that number 1 contender and not going to Raw, even though everyone's going to be like Damage Control taking over, very much like Evolution runs this business. If you go to SmackDown, she will stay, she will challenge, and that's where she's out, and hopefully it'll be 4-4, but that's a different story for a different time. Bayley to win, Big Time Bex to lose, but be in the final 4, and I reckon she'll win a chamber, and that's where she goes chasing Mami, and hopefully they could get their Mania moment of holding gold or what have you. But here we go. I mentioned one name, and that is my Iron Woman. I think if you want to make a huge impression, you bring the Storm, let the Storm come in, maybe at number 1, maybe at number 2. Yeah. Jade Cargill, I said 15 before, but I think Jade Cargill is going to be your Iron Woman. She's going to come in at number 1, number 2, and dominate, show everyone what she's about. And even if she's not used to a WWE, something like a Rumble gives her a chance to muck about with different people, have ebbs and flows, slow down, pick it up, but have such an impression. And people are going to be like, is it going to be another back-to-back? Last year it was Rhea Ripley. This year it's Jade Cargill. She won't win. She won't win. You can't do that straight away, but she's going to make one heck of an impression. Bayley to win. Big Time Bex as my Dark Horse. And Jade Cargill as the Iron Woman, and I pray that Bayley happens to be one of my random numbers, because in this double points, that's the one, and that's my picks.
So I'm sure AJ's already gone through how the Royal Rumble's going to be scored, but we've got 3 people to pick essentially. Top winner, a Dark Horse, who I guess will give us a backup if our top winner doesn't win, and an Iron Man, which I believe is a bonus point, but again, I'm sure AJ will have cleared that up. For the women, I'm not picking Becky Lynch as my winner. Either through Elimination Chamber or through other means. I do think we will get Becky versus Rhea at Mania. Could be most likely through Elimination Chamber. But I think there's a much more interesting story at play here. I think Bayley's going to win. And I think that's going to start her face turn. She hasn't been a face for a very long time now. I think that's going to start her face turn. Hell, it could be Bayley winning and then going on to challenge Io Sky at Mania. This could be the official downfall of Damage Control, or at least Bayley's expulsion from Damage Control. Just based on the fact that I'm probably not going to win the predictions this season, I can pick with my heart now, and I can have some fun fantasy booking, because frankly, I think Big Tone's going to win this season. So yeah, Bayley's going to win this Royal Rumble. For shiggles, I'll pick Becky as my backup. Iron Woman, just to mess with everyone, I think the Iron Woman is going to be Nia Jax. I hate Nia Jax. I hate everything she stands for. That's very strong to say, I hate. I'm coming off too harsh here. I apologize. I've had a long day. I do not like Nia Jax, the wrestler, and I like seeing Nia Jax lose. I think she's dangerous, and anyway, people have feelings about Nia Jax. I clearly have feelings about Nia Jax. But I do think WWE are very aware of the vitriol towards this superstar, and I think they're going to tap into that and scare us by teasing Nia winning. I think she's going to come out quite early, and I think she's going to maul most of that women's locker room. Nia Jax, I think, is going to be the Iron Woman. So yeah, those are my picks. Bayley's for winner, Becky is a dark horse, Nia Jax as the Iron Woman. There we go.
Let's make a women's Rumble prediction as quick as I can. I won't be doing it in 1 minute, but I'll try at least for 2 minutes, max. There we go. We're going to do it nice and simple with the winner, Bayley. Shock. Then the tech picks Bayley again. Always will, unless there's a blonde woman in the ring. But Bayley to be my winner. Nice and simple. My dark horse to win, someone that you never think might win. I think she can do it. But because of everyone in the faction, I'm going to go with Kairi Sane. It's just my dark horse because no one really thinks about Kairi Sane in that faction. I don't know. I'm not really watching the product, but I'm going to act as if I am. So with that, I'm going to go with Kairi Sane as my dark horse. For my Iron Woman, it's someone that's not even in WWE yet, even though they've left their other company. That's right. I'm going with Naomi. Naomi's coming in probably number 1, number 2, just to blow it up, come out with a glow. Shock everyone, start off with a bang. And this time I hope they open with the Women's Rumble, because the Men's Rumble is going to be a big thing. Last year we thought it was, but they opened with the men's and then it just went. No disrespect, but it did. So this time I hope they open with the Women's Rumble and they open with glow it up, y'all. Let it glow. So my picks, just to clarify: winner, Bayley. Dark horse, Kairi Sane. Iron Woman, Naomi. You heard me say it. Bam, give him my 3 points.
You know, we'll see Jade Cargill. Will she turn up in a surprise appearance? Maybe she will. But it's very hard to tell if she would win or not, you know? Then, you know, there's Becky Lynch, who is on a conquest to face Rhea Ripley. And she's had a couple of embarrassing turns over the last couple of weeks with Nia Jax. But ultimately, I think, you know, that being said, that's the kind of fuel that's going to put a fire right under her. And she's going to probably go ahead and win the match. Now, the only person I think who may win besides her is Bayley, you know, because that, again, would be an interesting storyline for the Damage Control, you know. There could be a return of Sasha Banks as well, you know, and if she comes, would she win it? It's so really difficult to tell as to who could win. But for me, I think, you know, on any granted stage of them all, Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley is what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and say Becky Lynch for the win. I think the dark horse will be Bayley. And in equivalent to that, I think she will also be the Iron Woman as well. So Bayley for the dark horse and Iron Woman, but Becky Lynch for the win.
All right, so next up, let me do the Women's Royal Rumble match. Yep. Now, like, pretty sure AJ will explain the rules at the start of this prediction show. But for you, like, who don't know, we're picking our dark horse, the person we think who's gonna win. Yeah, and we've also got a bunch of random numbers this year to like cheer for as well. So like, who am I picking on the women's side? It's tricky, isn't it, man? Because there's quite a few people that could go to WrestleMania this year and have that good main event. Like, maybe not main event, but a solid match on either side of the women's division. You got Bayley who could do it, so she could, like, you know, pay off this whole feud with EO and the gang, Damage Control turning on her, whatnot. Yeah, you've got someone like Jade Cargill can make her grand debut, and what bigger way to debut after you made all that fuss about her than her coming in and just straight up dominating and winning the Women's Royal Rumble, straight up just like that, yeah. But then I think probably the most reliable person to bet on would be Becky Lynch. Even though she's won it before, I feel the match on the card, the match for the women, is Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And I think that's what they're teasing and that's what they're going to go with. So I'm going to go with Becky for the win. But yeah, look out for a few surprises in this one. Like, hey, Trinity, aka she might be Naomi again and be already back, man. If that's the case, man, I look forward to it. But anyway, Becky Lynch for the win. My dark horse for the women's match has got to be Jade Cargill. I just feel if you're going to bring in someone and you're trying to make them like just hot, that is the way to do it. And Jade versus Rhea, that's a banger of a match at WrestleMania. So Jade Cargill as a dark horse. All right, it was going to be the Iron Woman, the longest one in the Royal Rumble match. Yeah, has Bianca Belair did it already? Well, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go for Bianca. If not Bianca, Jade Cargill. But yeah, Bianca.
If I'm honest, I think some people forgot about Jade, but they've also given me some good ideas of what could happen. And here's my thing: as much as I've made her my Iron Woman, if Jade doesn't turn up at the Royal Rumble, because hey, maybe she doesn't deserve to be in a cluster match on her first thing. Picture this moment. If that's not how you make a statement, how about Rhea pins Becky, gives us the mummy's always on top. A storm is coming. Boom! Picture it. Picture that stare down at WrestleMania. But I do want to see two women of the four horsewomen raising titles together. It'll be beautiful. Hopefully Charlotte can hobble down as well. And hopefully someone prefers the name Sasha than Mercedes. But that's not what it's about. We just are on the road to WrestleMania. We're talking Rumble. We will talk Mania when Mania comes. This is what the prediction show's about. And the other new shows from the ministry. But enough talking, Anthony. Hush your mouth. Take that finger and make it a one as you acknowledge the tribal chief Roman Reigns, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, no relation. The one who's got everyone talking LA Knight, yeah, and the one legend killer. And let's be honest right now, Roman, you're kind of in legend territory. Daddy is back, the Viper, the legend killer. The psycho who was kicking everybody's heads off and who would make a good main event against Cody if Cody wins. Anyway, enough talk. The fatal four-way to crown the undisputed WWE champion. How did the guys vote? Let's have a look. Fatal four-way for the WWE, undisputed WWE title. The current reigning, defending, multiple years in the making, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, who we acknowledge, versus the new daddy, the returning Randy Orton, the Viper, versus AJ Styles. Should have gone that way, but it doesn't matter. And LA Knight. Yeah. Look, we've got the returning Orton, we've got the returning Styles. Look, it's cut and dry that everyone's trying to figure out who's taking on Roman at Mania, and if he's even dropping at Mania, let alone this. Will he beat Hogan's record? I'm kind of predicting that we're going to see maybe some new Bloodline members. Tamatonga, maybe. There's certain ideas in my head that makes me think that you're going to think that the Bloodline have been taken out, especially with like stuff like the OC, what have you. Hell, could even be Trinity now back to Naomi coming to stop Mia Yim. A lot of different stuff, but the bottom line is I don't see Randy taking the pin. I don't see AJ taking the pin. And as red hot as the guy is, I see LA Knight taking the pin. Yeah, because quite frankly, that's where he's had a match one-on-one. These others need to build and are out for vengeance. So it's really to keep momentum because it's going to be a good match because you've got some great stars, white hot stars at that. But bottom line is Roman Reigns to win and LA Knight to take the pin. Sorry, LA, love you, bro, but that's just the way it goes. Roman Reigns to retain.
Welcome to the Royal Rumble predictions. This is always one of the funnest pay-per-views of the year. And let's start with something which has the potential to actually be a lot of fun, and that's the Fatal 4-Way. Because, look, there's not really a wrong here, to be honest, because there's an argument to be made that you could, as a believer that Roman isn't dropping the title at Mania, there's an argument to be made that each of the men facing Roman in this Fatal 4-Way could very easily have their own separate title challenges against Roman instead of being in a Fatal 4-Way. Is there a lot of fun that can be had in this? I mean, there's 4 great competitors. So I am looking forward to this match. I'm hoping what this match leads to is maybe an LA Knight versus AJ Styles WrestleMania match, maybe a Randy Orton versus Roman one-on-one feud, followed by an AJ versus Roman one-on-one feud. It gives room to branch off into a lot of future stories. So while the result is highly predictable, because Roman needs to beat Hogan's record, so Roman Reigns is winning this, the journey to this eventual predictable result could be a fun one. I actually think we're in for a good match. I'm not going to buy for a moment that Roman's dropping here, but I think I'm going to be entertained nonetheless. Roman Reigns to retain.
This Fatal 4-Way match. Some great talents in the match. I can run it down. My thoughts of them being the wrestling fan that doesn't watch wrestling. Roman Reigns has had this title too long, just been... He doesn't even defend it. So, of course, you're going to be a long-time reigning champion if you don't defend it. But no matter what, I'm still going to go with it being Roman's going to retain just because they're looking to bring their champion to Mania. And if he loses it now, Mania tickets might drop off. I keep talking about Mania. I know we're not there yet, but it's the road to WrestleMania. And it starts with Rumble. And I got to keep it real. If anyone picks against Roman right now, it'd be crazy. Last year I did, and I got it wrong. Because why would I have him have the title for so long? But yeah, it should be an interesting match. I'm looking to see people get RK out of nowhere and AJ start to shine. Alright, leaving it at that. Roman to retain.
Reigning champ Roman Reigns against LA Knight, versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Now, this is quite an interesting match because of the fact of it's supposed to be Randy Orton, but it seems like it was too soon, so now it ends up in a Fatal 4-Way. Even the way the story got told, it was very interesting. However, that also, Fatal 4-Way also tells me it's no disqualification, so at any given time, people can get involved in that match. So many different nefarious means can take place. And I think that's probably one of the reasons as to why Roman's going to retain. There's going to be a little story between AJ Styles and LA Knight. If LA Knight takes the fall, probably it's because of AJ Styles something. There's going to be another story that's going to be told in that match. But ultimately, because of that story, I don't think Randy will take the pin here, which kind of keeps him protected. But Roman will retain. We might even see a little RKO out of nowhere after the match, which kind of keeps Randy Orton up there. But ultimately, for me, it will be Roman Reigns, still the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. And I don't think there'll be a cash-in on that either. So, straight win.
Okay, so next up, let's do Roman Reigns defending his undisputed Universal Galactic, Mythical, Super Duper, Ultra Instant World Heavyweight Championship in a Fatal 4-Way against Randy Orton, the Viper, the Legend Killer himself, LA Knight, and of course the phenomenal AJ Styles, So, who's gonna win this one? I actually envision this being probably like the best match of the night. I mean, I'm sure there'll be parts in the Royal Rumble, but ultimately, I still think this is gonna take it for the most enjoyable thing of the match night. very short card this year, so I imagine like some matches will go long, and this probably will be like very long, yeah, because it's a very interesting match with interesting characters. Um, and I suppose it also eliminates the problem of having some of these guys in the Royal Rumble because then you got like too many main event. Like it's gonna be a bit main event heavy, yeah. And there's certain people that you may want to cheer for over who they want you to cheer for ultimately. So that's why they're sticking them in this match. But that being said, who's gonna win? Obviously, it's Roman Reigns. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, you can't look at me and honestly think anyone other than Roman Reigns is walking into WrestleMania 40 with that big gold belt. Yeah. And like, hey, Roman Reigns might actually be walking out of WrestleMania with that big gold belt. So yeah, any match, like it's the spoilers, man. Just like Paul Heyman could do spoilers. Any match with Roman and the championship, yeah, until specific points, yeah, like WrestleMania 40, yeah, this guy is like walking out the victory. And more than likely, even that WrestleMania 40 is going to walk out the victory as well. So hey, Roman Reigns for the win.
Okay, it seems like there's only one answer. Some people are hoping for the men's Royal Rumble to be the close, as you can see. But I think if you got someone like Punk or even Cody, because we've seen it or we know it, it's kind of predictable. And I think that's why it's going to be an opener. Picture this scene though. Roman outdoes the Daniel Bryan Edge feud. I know he's Adam Copeland, but he was Edge in that match, and he relieved the guys doing what they're doing and winning on the other show. But we've had a stack and pin. Imagine a 3-man stack. Foot on top. 1, 2, 3. Acknowledge me. Now remember the other moment that happens in a Roman Reigns match when he says, acknowledge me. We had John Cena walk down. We had Brock Lesnar walk down. He goes, acknowledge the head of the table. If you smell, there you go, guys. You know I done made it. You know you've now wanted to go onto your Peacocks, your WWE networks and be, is AJ right? And I'm not endorsing YouTube. I'm just saying it is what it is. I, for the other hand, am going to be not on my WWE network, not on one of the other guys. I'm going to be at Hooked on Wrestling down at Wembley Park. It's going to be real kind of exciting. It's my first time to be around a whole load of wrestling fans. More wrestling fans than the Royal Rumble has men in the ring. That's how exciting that's going to be. So that's going to be a good one for the ministry. If you're there, guys, come and say, hey, look out for the t-shirts. Let us know that you saw the video and you wanted to say, hey, that's what it's all about. But more than anything, head on down to a good show and chill out with some wrestling fans. Again, not an endorsement, just wrestling fans connecting with wrestling fans. Guys, what I would love right now, if you have enjoyed this show, please comment, please like, please subscribe and ring the notification bell so you know what else we deliver, because there are some great interviews on our channel. There are some great stuff and we are forever growing, and it's only because of people like you interacting. And again, comment below if there's some stuff you disagree with. What do you mean The Rock turning up there? He's definitely in the Rumble. Jade Cargill, what do you know? 4 horsewomen, that's a pipe dream, give up. It doesn't matter what you say, how you say it. We want to hear from you. Keep it constructive, keep it love, keep it hate if you have to, but let's minimize the hate. We're not that kind of IWC over here. It's all about love, promotion, and expanded. So until the next time, when hopefully you'll see more of the MO Dub than just me, it is the one AJ signing out. Hope you enjoy the Rumble no matter where you are in the world and how you watch it. I will be enjoying it with my boys, as I said. And yeah, we'll catch you soon on the other side. See ya.